But what about you believing in yourself? What about you doing the work that needs to be done inside so that no matter where you are in your life, ups, downs, in between, you feel your greatness? And I remember someone telling me, why do you keep covering it up when it needs to be out, it needs to breathe? And I'm like, dang, maybe I'm feeding more into the problem because I'm trying to cover it up instead of fixing it. Sometimes when you are so focused on looking for everything else, you don't see what's right in front of you. You are special at its core. Sheesh, I'm saying a word today, y'all. I'm saying a word. Okay? Like, I'm listening to it, I'm like, damn. Damn. Hello, mystical light beings, and welcome to another Lena Mystic video. Today we're just going to do an energy reading, a collective reading. It appears that we are in a very transformational time period right now. I mean, we're talking about different seasons changing in our lives, and you know, in the outer world as well, physically, different seasons, you know, summer into fall, maybe it's fall into winter, maybe it's winter into spring. Whatever transitional period it is, it's also reflecting the period of your life. Right now, it feels like a time where there was a lot of work put in for things, and it's not necessarily going dormant, but it's kind of slowing down, which is giving you that reflection time to assess if these directions that you're trying to go in are the directions that actually fulfill you, if they make you happy. And it's kind of like a scary period, because you're like, do I want to go forward with this? Is this aligned with my values? Is this aligned with my standards? And do I have to leave something behind to continue this journey that I want to do? Do I have to sacrifice anything? Can I have it all? Do I want something more than what I thought I wanted? Do I want something more meaningful, and maybe I wanted something more materialistic? There's a lot of questions of where we're going forward on this journey, and I want to get into that. So let's see what that energy is. Got my Osho deck. All right, inner voice came out. Inner voice came out. Inner voice. So what does that mean? That's your intuition. That is the God that is within you speaking to you. That is where you find your answers. So if you're getting answers inside of you right now, listen to those answers. If you're having dreams, if you're seeing numbers, look up those numbers, look up those dreams, look up the meanings for things. Get yourself an intuitive reading. There's plenty of them on Etsy, a lot of them for like $1, $2, and they're actually pretty good. They're not as descriptive, but they can still give you some insight on what the message is for you. I also do readings. Mine are on the more pricey side because I give you actual details. And even investing in any intuitive or spiritual advisor could be helpful for you as well. See, consciousness. So we're leveling up in consciousness. We're actually asking ourselves those proper questions that are helping us to understand ourselves better and understand what we want for ourselves. A lot of us think that God only wants this one thing for us, or God has this one sight, or that we only have one purpose, but we have purposes every day and every moment, and we decide what those purposes are. It's not just this one thing that we are meant to do, that we are here for. We are meant to do millions and billions and trillions and an unnumbered of infinite amount of things on this earth. We're meant to do so many things bigger than you could ever imagine, that every step we take has an impact. Every step we take it causes an effect for something else. So whatever you're doing right now on your journey, think about the different effects that each step you take is going to create. It's like when a child wakes up in the morning. Think about how the day could go if their parent gave them love in the morning. Like, wow, I'm so happy to see you this morning. You look so adorable. Let's have a great day. Versus a parent who wakes up their child, wake up. I've been trying to wake you up all morning and you won't wake up. Those different behaviors, those different ways can create a different day for that child alone. So imagine you're also starting your day on a positive or a negative note, and how that shifts into someone else's day and how you can shift their day as well. So keep that in mind. And this is not to say, and I think a lot of people get positive and negative confused, there are ways to make choices every day. If you're dealing with someone or something, do not dump all that pain onto other people. And I think a lot of people dump pain onto other people. I think all of us can relate to being a villain in someone's story and us dumping on them and seeing how their day is turning out. And there is no way to take something back after you've already done something. That's another thing to keep in mind. There's a way to, you know, embellish it afterwards and kind of reveal the changes that you're putting in. But every moment we have, everything that we say, everything that we do, there is no going back in time and shifting that. So keep that in mind. This is a very intimate time for our spirits, and a great time for us to decide what type of impact we want to have with the people in our lives and on ourselves and the job that we have. Literally anything you can think of. We have to be very intentional, and we've always had to be intentional, but it seems like this, it almost feels like a Saturn return where you're making choices that are going to impact you for years. So if you're facing a decision that maybe you've been waiting for, maybe you haven't been waiting for, whatever the case is, if you're facing a new decision, you have to think about what that impact will look like years from now, because it's not just going to affect you today. It's going to affect you tomorrow and for the future, for a long time. So please be intentional, be smart about the choices that you're making. If you are meeting a new person and you find that you want to be with this person forever, but you're starting off negatively, like maybe you're hitting this person, throwing things at this person, is that the energy you want to continue? You know, think about that. If you want to have a relationship like that, it's up to you. But is that something that you want to continue? And this is for anything in your life. Maybe you are starting a relationship with your animal and it's just not nice, it's not healthy. Or maybe it is really incredibly healthy and really nice. Do you want to continue that energy? Absolutely, you want to continue that healthy energy. But if you are having any signs of unhealthy things that you've given up on but you're still in, things that you don't want but you're still giving attention to, negative energy that is feeling all around you, and negative people that gossip all the time and they don't ever talk about elevation, you are putting all of this into your life for moments of time that could be infinite, that could be long term. Is that what you want for yourself? Get into the routine and the habit of putting positive things and positive efforts into your life so that you can create a sustainable, healthy foundation. Courage, the courage to go forth with something that you didn't think you could do. Like some people, they get scared when they have children, like, oh my God, am I going to be able to handle this? And when it's time for them to step up, they're scared, so they self-sabotage sometimes. Some people walk out. Some people lean more forward in, but they're unhappy and it's just not what they wanted. Anything you're doing right now is leaving an impact for the future, and it's not only a future for you, but it's a future for others, and that is the energy. So is this something that you want to embody, or do you want to step up to the plate and handle the task that you're meant to? Do you want to step up to the plate and become the person you want to, the man, the woman that you want to? What type of man or woman or all in between do you want to be? What type of person, being, creature do you want to be? That's what's important right now. If you can compare your values to any opportunity, any individual, any love, any furniture, like literally anything, does that match that energy? Because if you conflict that energy even a little bit sometimes, you can take yourself out of the vibration that you want to be in. So keep that in mind. Possibilities. There are so many possibilities for you right now. This is a crossroads for everybody. literally everybody. I mean, I'm talking serious crossroads where it's not even just an intersection of two different ways. It's an intersection of a bunch of different ways. And we have to make it easier for you, aligning your values will help you to understand what it is that you want in the future. What is it that you want? Because whatever you can dream, you can have. And I am a strong believer that you can have it all. So if you're focused on having to, you know, not be able to have it all, try to focus on what it looks like for you to have it all. I think it's so good for everybody to reflect and see what the most ideal situation is that they want, because we know about manifestation. And if you're focusing on things that don't make you feel good, or things that make you feel like you have to get rid of a part of yourself, that's not the best case scenario. What if it all did work out is something that I like to tell myself. And anytime I see the word impossible, I think I'm possible. And I think I learned that from a movie. What is that movie, guys? Tell me. I'm gonna sing the song. It's impossible. Jingle jangle. Every time I sing, because I'm trying to figure out what the song is, it makes me crack up. But Jingle Jangle, any of you that have a dream, watch that movie. You can see how just the energy can be shifted in a moment in time and create something so much more beautiful. I mean, there's so much to learn from that movie when you watch it. And this is also a huge sign to get into that childlike energy. Get back into that childlike energy where you can have fun, where you don't have to feel like you're taking on all the roles in your life all the time, but you're letting those roles glide because you're still allowing yourself to speak to yourself and immerse yourself into the things that you love as well. And I think into adulthood, we kind of lose that, you know. When we become adults, we find ourselves in a routine that is fulfilled with roles that we play, but we are so much more than that. I'm actually in another class right now, like a psychology class, and I've been working on my psychology degree for a minute, y'all, okay? But I'm in this class, and one of the first questions our professors always ask us is, who are you? And the last few years, I found myself saying, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a licensed massage therapist, I'm an energetic healer. But you're so much more than the roles that you play in your life. These are roles that we play and that we lean into in our life, but we are so much more than that. So it's kind of hard to initially say, okay, what am I outside of the things that I do? Because these are things that we do. Who are we naturally? I'm an outdoorsy person. I love being outdoors. I love being observant. I love looking around and seeing nature do its thing. So those are things that make me. These are natural traits outside of the things that I do. This is something that I love. I absolutely love this. This is not a role that I have to play. This is not a title that I have to tell people. This is just the thing that I give to, that I give time to without being paid for it or without being called that thing. I do it naturally. I love to read, you know, so figure out who you are outside of the roles that you play in life. And that alone can help you understand what you want and who you want to be in the future as well. These things that you put your time into do become who you are, but you are more than the roles and the jobs that you have in your life, okay? So let's see what else we get. So many possibilities. I love that card. Let's see what affirmations we get. I usually go with affirmations first, but I'm going to go ahead and pick some of these now. See what we're getting. Affirmations for the season. Ooh. Bravery. Okay, so we're getting a lot of brave, courageous cards where it's telling us there are a lot of possibilities, okay? There are a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of different ways we can go, but some of us are self-sabotaging. This is a huge sign that some of us are self-sabotaging and thinking that some things are not possible. Nature recharges me. So take the time to yourself to listen to your instincts, listen to your inner voice that you have, and pull forth. What is it? Can I have it all in this situation? I believe you can. Do you believe you can? Because if you're so focused on what the negative things are and having to let go of a piece of yourself, it's not aligned for you. Anything that is for you, you do not have to get rid of the great things in yourself. You know, anything that is aligned to you, it would be aligned. It's going to be aligned. Let's say that you're moving forward on your journey and then you feel like you got to take a step back for an opportunity. Is that really what you think? Because that's not necessarily true. I mean, taking a step back is not always going to fulfill you. Sometimes taking a step back, if you're on a route that doesn't align with you, is a good thing. And people don't realize that either. Like, if you're on a route that isn't fulfilling or happy for you and you just feel like you're just unhappy with your life, taking a step back could be exactly what you need. But you need to be honest with yourself that you are unhappy, that you're not in a place that you want to be. Because if you're not honest with yourself, how are you going to get to where you're supposed to be? If you're not honest with yourself, how are you going to get aligned? And that's what we want. We want alignment, true alignment, real alignment. So sometimes taking a step back could be fulfilling for you. Other times, if you feel like you're at a place in your life that you are happy and you feel joyful and you feel grateful, and then you have to take a step back, or you think you have to take a step back for this other thing, that might not be the best choice for you. And that's why it's so important for you to listen to yourself and your inner voice to figure out what your spirit is guiding you towards, what your spirit is looking for. It's not always best to listen to other people. And even when I coach and I do intuitive readings, I always let people know you have a choice. I'm not here to make choices for you. I'm here to help you understand what this choice will look like and what this choice will look like. And then there might be a B, C, D, E, F, G amount of choices to make. There's always more choices than you think that you could make. So if you can think about the positive and you can think about the best case scenario where you are fulfilled, then you're doing the right thing. Don't always focus on the things that you don't want, because that does become reality, because that's the only option that you're looking at, and that's the dimension that you're living in. But if you can look at the best case scenario, your dreams, and what your dream looks like in every area of your life, it is obtainable, because you will make a way. When you can see it in your mind and with your heart, you will make a way. There is a way. If you can see it, if you can dream it, there is a way. Greatness is my right. You are meant for greatness. Despite what you may think about yourself and what you can and can't have in your life based off of the way that it's going, greatness is your right. You are naturally great. Not through any opportunity that you have and not through the people that you talk to in your life, but you alone are made in greatness's image. And I think we attach ourselves to titles and to the people in our lives sometimes, and we think that that's what makes us great. But it's so much more than that, and you are capable of so much more than that, because at some point we decide to go another way, or at some point we decide to not immerse ourselves as much into the things that we have today. And in the future, we're going to immerse ourselves into other things or in a different way. And if we're always clinging to something or someone and that making us who we are, we lose ourselves in that. And that's not what we want. We want to rediscover ourselves each and every day, because we are growing and changing and evolving. I spread kindness, so it's a great time to be kind. Always a great time to be kind. But most of all, be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to others. If you can't be kind to yourself, it's going to be incredibly difficult to be kind to others. So keep that in mind, guys. It's just like loving yourself. It's really hard to love other people if you can't find love for yourself, if you can't give yourself attention and affection. You may not have anything left to do that for anybody else. And even if you do have it left, you're not going to do it in the best possible ways a lot of the time. So keep that also in mind. Let's pick out a spirit animal. See what our spirit animal is for today. Signs, synchronicities, spirit animal. This one actually came out first, but I think I'm still led to pick another one. This says, embrace the in-between. Don't rush anything. Don't look in the past, or don't force yourself to look in the past. You can reflect on the past, but don't force yourself to be stuck in the past. And do not stay stuck in the future. I want this for 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 the future. This is great to imagine, but being present sometimes can be one of the most powerful things that you do for your future and your past, believe it or not. Time is not linear, but one thing we do know is the moment that we're in is most important. Okay, we've got 3 spirit animals. So we've got the flamingo, giving a lot of pink energy, a lot of love, a lot of in the moment energy. It says embrace the in between. We don't need to run to get there. We can stay right here, and in alignment we will find ourselves there. That doesn't mean that there's not things that we can do to contribute to the things that we want in our lives. You can totally do that. But if you cannot be grateful in your moment, if you cannot be ever in this moment that's happening now, you're not grounded. Your energy is not stable. So practice grounding techniques. Exercising is great. I personally like things like stretching and more so yoga when it comes to exercise. I know how I am. I like walking, I like stretching, I like dancing. These are the things that I like to do when I exercise. So this could give you some ideas. There's other things like HIIT, high intensity training. There's other things like climbing trees that some people like. There's gymnastics. There's clubs that you can join, organizations you can join. There's even gyms, and we all know about gyms. Everyone knows about a gym that you can go to. But what some people may not know is sometimes if you have a membership at a gym, you don't have to pay for those classes that they have, so also look that up. And then there's also things that like libraries and community centers that you would be surprised that they have for free for the community, because the government is, you know, giving them grants and stuff. So look up some free stuff that you want to do if you want to try out some things and you're not sure if you want to commit to it. Another thing, be loyal to what you love. Dog spirit. So a lot of dogs, loose dogs, stray dogs, your own dog. There are dogs coming up for a lot of people that are in this reading. Some of you may be more of a dog person. I'm not really sure. I do feel like a lot of the people reading this, I'm the one reading, but a lot of people watching this video could be drawn to a lot of unique animals as well, seeing a lot of unique things like, oh, I love monkeys, I want a monkey later in life, or I want I don't know, I love deer and I love when they come up to me, like things like that. My cat is back there just scratching up everything, literally everything. That's what you might be hearing. But be loyal to what you love is what the dog spirit has, and we know how dogs are. They're very loyal to us, their owners, and honestly I see them as family less than being owner and pet. It's more so like you are my child. And just to see the amount of unconditional love that dogs have towards their parents, their pet parents, their fur parents, their non-fur parents. Wait, we can call them fur babies, but what are we, hairless parents? Whatever the case is, just seeing how much they love us is absolutely beautiful, and it's nurturing, and it's a reminder of how special we can be, and how they don't care what you look like, they don't care what you smell like, they don't care about any of that. They just love you. You find them, they find you, and they love you. And it is one of the most beautiful relationships I've ever seen, for a dog to look at their little parents and be like, you are so special, and I'm waiting for your every move, and I love you, I adore you. And that type of love that they have for us is a testimony of the love that we should honestly have for ourselves, and to be honest, other people too. And it's beautiful. So whatever you love right now and you're drawn to and you believe makes you happy, be loyal to it. Be loyal to it. And sometimes we think it's a thing, but it could be people in your life. It really could. Like, some people really are like, if they see a card like this, be loyal to what you love, they're thinking, oh my God, I really do love singing. I love singing so much. But there's so much more than singing that you do love. There's so much more than that. Be loyal to it. Singing and this and that, and like there's so many different things. So when you bring all those elements of the things that you love and you invest in and that are part of your values and your joy and your happiness and your inspiration, you can create a more fulfilling life. But if you are so focused on just one thing and you stop nurturing those other things that you love and you want to invest in, it's gonna dry out. It's definitely going to dry out. It's just like you watering all these plots of, or maybe even you just watering one section of the grass. All the other sections need that attention, that affection, that love as well. So nurture all the parts of you. Because we know if you water one section of grass, all the other grass is going to die. Keep in mind, grass is greener where you water it. Don't neglect the grass. Don't neglect the grass. Water it. Keep watering it, and you will have more grass that's going to grow. I don't know where that analogy came from, guys. I really don't. It's very weird being psychic because you just get like these images and you're like, what the heck are you saying? But then you watch it and you're like, what the heck were you saying? Yes, I love it. All right, in Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. I actually just got a text message, I think from my mother, and she said a big word right now is gentle. And I have to agree with her because we are so hard on ourselves. We're so hard on people in our lives, even these expectations, these standards that we have, and it's almost damaging. It's almost to a fault sometimes. What if sometimes you could just be? Just be. Just like we were talking about earlier, where we're not always the roles that we play, but we are who we are. And sometimes we lose track of that. We feel like something has to take us somewhere for us to be great. We feel like we have to be something other than what we are at our foundation to be great. What if you already are great? What if you already are magical? What if? There's nothing wrong with adding to it, embellishing it, learning more about it. But if you neglect the fact that you are greatness at its foundation, you're always going to be looking for something outside of yourself to make you happy. And is that what you want? Do you always want to look outside of yourself? Do you always want to look outside of this moment for things that are going to make you happy? When you have this gift, we call this the present. You have this gift here, but you always want to leave it because you feel that there is something that just doesn't make you great, doesn't make you special. You are special at its core. And the quicker you realize that, the more magical each day is going to be for you. The more fulfilled you actually will feel. You ever find yourself wanting something so much and it feels unfulfilling? Like, damn, I finally got it. I just knew this was going to fix everything. I knew this thing was just going to make everything magical, and it doesn't. Have you ever done that? Have you ever experienced that? Where you're like, my whole life I've wanted this. And it's not quite what I thought it was. It didn't do for me what I thought it was going to do. It's because you're watering grass that you think is greener on the other side, and you're letting everything else that you already have die. You're watering someone else's grass, or you're watering something else's grass. You're letting your grass die. Why? It's the same thing with not pouring into your cup. You think pouring into that other cup when you have emptiness already inside of you is going to help. You're pouring emptiness into that thing. You could literally live and do some of the things that people consider just the most miserable or mundane, boring things in your life and still feel excited if you can fill into yourself, if you can put into yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you should do that to test it out. What I'm saying is, when you pour into yourself, you actually find what you want in life, because it becomes aligned to you. It becomes natural for you. It finds you even. But sometimes when you are so focused on looking for everything else, you don't see what's right in front of you. And deserve better than that. You know, you deserve better than that. Let's pick one more card, or it might be 2 more cards that come out. I think 2 more cards might come out. Let's see. That's one. Well, it was actually 3. So 2 cards together, which I didn't expect. I thought one more card was going to come out. But that is funny. I did see 2 cards, but I didn't notice this card would also come out right before. So, let's see. Ego. Angel number 6 came out. So, angel number 6 is a lot about alignment. It's a lot about family. It's a lot about work life. Family, work-life balance, actually. Beautiful, beautiful number, to be honest. A lot of people associate 666 with being an evil number, but the 6s are such a great representation of family, work life, and love, and basically what we just talked about in this reading, like watering the grass that you have, and stop looking over at other people's grass like, oh my god, that is so much greener than mine, but you're not watering yours, you know? So let's read it. The illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items. So maybe there's something that you want that's going to bring you a materialistic joy, but then you find yourself more empty than you were before. This is honestly something that I found can be passed down through generations. And I don't know if it's like a learned behavior or if it's actually in our DNA at that point. But if you grow up around that, or you see that often, that's kind of going to be something that you're going to want. You think that is success, because a lot of the times the people that we grow up around become our inner voice. And if that's something that they're teaching us, that, oh, you're successful when you get an award, but you're not successful any other time. Like, if I'm successful once I actually get this award, doesn't that mean I was successful before? Because to get the award, I had to be successful before, but no one celebrated that. So, sheesh, I'm saying a word today, y'all. I'm saying a word. Okay? Like, I'm listening to it, I'm like, damn. But if you are so focused on material items, and then you keep getting new material items, and you find yourself empty, it's a huge sign. You're investing in the wrong things. You can still invest in those things, but there needs to be more investment into yourself. More investment into yourself. It's just like someone who can get all these things to make their body look better. Yeah, I'm getting all these things to make my body look better, but I'm not actually putting healthier things into my body. Like, I'm just trying to make it look better. All these things to look better, but I don't feel better. I still feel sick. I still feel yucky. I still need to heal that thing. It's even like, I found myself when I was younger putting on makeup all the time because I was getting acne breakouts. And the more I kept putting makeup on, the worse my face was getting. It's just funny thinking about it. Literally, the worse my face was getting. And I was like, but I want to make it look better. Pat, 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 makeup on. Pat, 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 pat. By the time I would take it off, I'd be like, what the heck is going on with my face? Like, at this point, this is getting out of control. And I remember someone telling me, why do you keep covering it up when it needs to be out, it needs to breathe? And I'm like, dang, maybe I'm feeding more into the problem because I'm trying to cover it up instead of fixing it. And I think that's the energy that's going on right now. I'm trying to cover it up. I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to look great. People are going to believe in me when I look great. People are going to believe in me more than I believe in myself when I look great. But what about you believing in yourself? What about you doing the work that needs to be done inside, so that no matter where you are in your life, ups, downs, in between, you feel your greatness, your natural embedded greatness, your natural talents, your natural self, just naturally being. People who can just be are some of the most impactful people. They teach you so much because they can just be. They're just being. And it feels like that being is feeding them. Maybe you can just be, you're feeding yourself. So be okay with just being, guys. The last sentence says getting caught up in fear and worry. No need to get caught up in fear and worry. That means that you are in the future and you're not in the present. If you are fearing anything, if you're worrying about anything, you are caught up in the future. There's going to be very rare moments where we're actually having an actual moment where that fear and worry is in that present moment. But most of the time, fear and worry means you're in the past or you're in the future. So just remember that this moment we have now can contribute to the past and the future. This moment we have now, the stories we tell ourselves can change the past. Believe it or not, the stories we're telling ourselves right now can change what actually happened in the past for us in our brain. If you're staying there in the past all the time, you are kind of going to contribute to the different changes of what the past actually looked like. And if you're in the future all the time, and you're fearing and you're worrying, you could put that fear and that worry into the future. Reminder, this doesn't mean that you can't think about the past or the future, but do not obsess with it. It's unhealthy when there's something so beautiful happening right now. Even if you don't think it's beautiful, it's still beautiful because it is what creates the art and the masterpiece of your life. Balance. Take everyone's input into consideration, merging viewpoints to create a better solution. So being open-minded to hearing other people speak and hanging out with other people to learn more and to experience more. Doing new things, things that you've never done before. Doing things that you thought you didn't like, but trying it out again. Take your time. There's no need to rush. No need to rush right now. Stay still, be still, and enjoy this moment. It's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. Let creativity take flight. So anything that is naturally becoming of you, try to do more of that. It's going to help your creativity and it's going to help you align yourself more. The more you obsess with certain things can actually create a negative impact. So try not to obsess with things that you're used to obsessing with. Maybe you're obsessing with a thing that you want to do and you're not actually setting the foundation for it. Let's try to not just obsess with what it looks like, but more so just try to put in time to create the thing that we're actually looking for. So just an example. If you want to go onto a vacation and you're just obsessing over the vacation, it's been 3 years and you haven't gone on it, why are you not planning it out? Why are you not saving for it? Let's do some work for it, okay? We're not just going to obsess with things. We're going to put in some effort, some work into it, because we don't want to keep saying we're going to do things that we're not actually going to do. I think that's pretty much the message in this video. I have plenty of other ones. If you're drawn to any other ones, please do watch it. And if you made it all the way to this point, I want to see some butterflies in the comment section below because we're going through a major transformation. If you have dragonflies or anything, I want to see that as well. I want to see some frogs. I want to see some animals in the comment section below. And those of you who made it this far, get ready. Get ready for your blessings, baby, because I'm telling you right now, if you were able to watch this message, that tells me that you were so open to your healing, so open to your growth, and you're ready for massive changes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you loved it, share it with someone that you know that may find some healing through this video as well. And stay blessed, breathe easy, and I'll see you in another video. Bye, guys.